Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drehon, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Character Conversion, where we take a look at characters from across media and bring them into Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, using the lore of those characters to help build said character. And today we are looking at the final heavy hitter of the LJN toy line, the Ogre King. Now, there is another Ogre King within the Dungeons & Dragons lore, but he is not the Ogre King of the LJN toy line. He is an Oni, or Ogre Magi. The Ogre King of the toy line is just a smarter, more powerful ogre. No magic involved. Now that we got that differential out of the way, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Ogre King. Like I said, the Ogre King is the leader of an ogre tribe, smarter and stronger than a normal ogre, who has an intelligence of 5. And if you watch the Mr. Rex series of What They Don't Tell You about Dungeons & Dragons, you will know that the ogre is a bit dumber than your intelligent animal, like the dolphin or the raven, who has an intelligence of 6. Ogres are only smart enough to know how to speak. So when something says that a ogre leader is much more intelligent than your average ogre, you should probably be afraid, because that means that this ogre probably has some form of tactical awareness. Using the point buy system, our Ogre King is going to have a strength and constitution of 15, dexterity of 10, intelligence of 13, wisdom of 8, and a charisma of 10. Now, we don't actually have an ogre race within Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. However, I was able to find a homebrew supplement that does give us the ogre as a race. Now, yes, you could go to Mr. Rex's site and grab the playable ogre race from there, but since we need some specific abilities from actual D&D classes, we're not going to be using the ogre race from Mr. Rex's series. We are instead going to be going to a plane-shifted guide series, more specifically a plane-shifted guide to the streets of New Capenia. A plane-shifted guide series is very similar to the plane shift series, and actually pays homage to that series. A little bit different. It is heavily homebrewed with a lot of races that, in my honest opinion, should not be playable, like angels and devils and demons. But I do like some of the takes that the creator of this series does. And one of those being the playable race of the Ogre. So we'll go ahead and get our ability score increases, making our strength and constitution 16, while our intelligence will be increased to a 14. We are humanoid, we are size medium, we have a speed of 30 feet, and dark vision of 60 feet. We have the stereotypical giant build, called Ogroid build, meaning we count as one size category larger when we are calculating our carrying capacity and what we can push, drag, or lift. We also get the feature long-limbed, which is normally the feature found on bugbears. We also get a skill proficiency in athletics. We also get 2 other interesting features that are mostly for this series. You get giant-sized You can move through the space of any creature that is of a size smaller than you, and heavy-handed. Your unarmed strikes deal 1d6 plus strength modifier in bludgeoning damage. Similar to the claw attacks of your turtle or the hoof of the centaur, stuff like that. So it's definitely an interesting concept, and I do like how they did things here. Now moving on to our background, we are once again going with the Giant Foundling, giving us proficiency in Intimidation and Survival, as well as the languages of Giant and one of Choice. We get access to the feat Strike of the Giants, and we're going with Hill Strike. Moving on to class, we are going with Fighter, giving us a 1d10 hit dice, starting hit points of 10 plus our Constitution modifier, and additional hit points equal to 1d10 plus our Constitution modifier for each level of Fighter we take after the first. We get proficiencies in all armor and shields, simple and martial weapons. For saving throws, we are proficient in Strength and Constitution. For our skills, we'll get access to Acrobatics and Perception. For our fighting style, I decided to go with Superior Technique and grab the Grappling Strike technique, or maneuver. We also get access to Second Wind at this level. Going on to level 2, we also get access to Action Surge. And level 3 is when we get our Martial Archetype. Go ahead and go for the Battle Master, giving us access to combat superiority, giving us the maneuvers of Commander Strike, Commanding Presence, Sweeping Attack. And our save DC is Strength. We also get access to Student of War, giving us access to a proficiency in one artisan tool of choice. I don't know what would be more fitting for the Ogre King, so that's totally up to you. Moving on to level 4, go ahead and increase your strength by 2 points. Level 5, we get access to extra attack. At level 6, go ahead and grab the feat of Vigor of the Hill Giant, increasing our strength to a 19 and giving us access to Bulwark and Iron Stomach. Perfect for an ogre who will eat just about anything. Going on to number 7, we get access to Know Your Enemy and 2 more maneuvers. We'll go with Lunging Attack and Maneuvering Attack. At level 8, we'll go ahead and increase our Constitution by 2 points. For our next level, we're going to go ahead and multi-class into Barbarian, giving us a d12 hit die, and extra hit points equal to 1d12 plus our Constitution modifier per Barbarian level. We also get access to Unarmored Defense and Rage. At level 9 Fighter, we get access to Indomitable. Level 2 Barbarian gives us access to Danger Sense and Reckless Attack. Level 3 Barbarian, we get Primal Knowledge. Go ahead and grab Nature. For your Primal Path, we're going with Path of the Giant, giving us access to Giant's Power, which is going to be one language of choice, and the cantrip of Thaumaturgy. We also get access to Giant's Havoc, giving us access to Crushing Throw and Giant Stature. Level 4 Barbarian, go ahead and grab the feat of Crusher, which will increase our strength by 1 more point, making it a 20. And when we hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, such as our fist, we can move that target 5 feet to an unoccupied space, provided the target is no more than 1 size larger than you. When you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage to a creature, attack rolls against the creature are made with advantage until the start of your next turn. Very useful. Level 10 fighters get improved combat superiority and 2 more maneuvers. Let's go with Rally and Tactical Assessment. At level 5 Barbarian, we get access to Fast Movement. Level 6 Barbarians gets access to Elemental Cleaver thanks to the Path of the Giant. At level 7, we get access to Feral Instinct and Instinctive Pounce. At level 8, go ahead and grab the feat of Shieldmaster. At level 9 Barbarian, we get access to Brutal Critical. And finally, at level 10 Barbarian, we get Mighty Impel. At Primal Knowledge, go ahead and grab Animal Handling. Not going to be that useful, but might as well grab something. And that is going to do it for this video. What do you think about the Ogre King? And have you seen the Plane Shifted Guide series? Let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, this has been Drehan, and I am offline.